Kids for Positive Change is brought to you in part by Robert S. Morrison Foundation, the Ashtabula Foundation, the Kendall Foundation, Huffman Mayer Paulo Wealth Management Group of Wells Fargo Advisors, a friend of Kids for Positive Change, After School Discovery, and viewers like you. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Camille with Kids for Positive Change, and this is Bree, the Rescue Rooster. Join Bree, me, and the Kids for Positive Change team to take positive action to curb climate change. Are you ready, Bree? Are you ready? Let's meet the team.
Hi, I'm Sadie.
Giselle.
Michelle.
Jenna.
Jalen.
Emma.
Tyree.
Hi, I'm Clara.
Chance.
Malia.
Quinn.
We are Kids for Positive Change.
We're the Kids for Positive Change, working together so we can arrange bright ideas and actions with help from our heartbeat to heal our planet, 'cause we're one family. Our goal is finding solutions we need to save our planet. Let's start with the seed that grows into actions to help light the way. Kids for Positive Change, come join us today.
Today, we're learning about climate change, food waste, fertilizer, and how we can take positive action. Climate change is a pretty hot topic, literally. Let me explain. First, let's talk about climate. Climate is not the same as weather. Weather changes from day to day. Some days it's sunny, raining, snowing, or windy. Climate is the pattern of weather conditions over a large area over a long period of time, like 30 years or more. Different places on Earth have different climates. There are dry climates, which get little rain, temperate climates that are warm with mild to cold winters, tropical climates that are warm, humid, and wet, polar climates with super cold winters and short, cool summers. The animals, plants, and people living in these places rely on steady climates to survive and thrive.
But climates are changing because the Earth's temperature is rising.
And the Earth's temperature is rising because of greenhouse gases, otherwise known as
Global warming. Global warming is caused by too much carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide in the Earth's atmosphere. These are naturally occurring greenhouse gases, but we've got way too much in the Earth's atmosphere right now because of human activities.
Did you know there are many climate change contributors?
Like what? Burning fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas used to power car, buses, trains, and planes and used to generate electricity.
Deforestation due to cattle ranching, palm oil plantations, mining, and logging.
Fast fashion.
Plastic production and pollution. And remember, plastics contain oil, a fossil fuel. Industrial agriculture, growing crops using toxic pesticides and fertilizers.
Clearing too much land to grow crops and raise animals for food.
Food waste.
Tyree, it's gonna be okay.
But there are so many climate change contributors.
I don't know what to do.
Let's push pause. There are many climate change contributors that are causing global warming, which is causing climate change. But we don't have to tackle all of them today. It's gonna be okay. Let's focus on
Food waste.
what does food waste have to do with climate change?
It's a double whammy.
Whammy number one. From farm to table food production puts a lot of carbon dioxide in Earth's atmosphere. Whammy number two. When food waste breaks down in landfills, it emits methane, yet another greenhouse gas causing climate change.
In the United States, 80 billion pounds of food is wasted each year.
That's 30 to 40% of all food.
Take the state of California and add all the food wasted each year, and you could fill 3/4 of the state with food waste.
Choose the correct answer. Where is the most food wasted? A, at home. B, grocery stores. C, restaurants. D, farms. A, at home. Most food is wasted at home because it spoils due to overbuying or simply isn't eaten. Some people are confused by food expiration date labels and trash perfectly good food. The runner-up, restaurants. Food is wasted at restaurants due to serving huge portions and tossing leftovers.
Grocery stores overstock food on their shelves and it spoils.
Customers refuse to buy food that may be bruised or misshapen.
Produce that doesn't look perfect.
This is so sad, considering 1 in 8 Americans struggle to put food on the table. Worldwide, over 2,000 billion pounds of food is wasted. According to the World Food Program, all the food produced but never eaten would be sufficient to feed 2 billion people. That's more than twice the number of undernourished people across the globe.
There's no better place to tell you more about food waste than Grasslands. Let's journey to this temperate and tropical climate to learn more. Are you ready, team?
Ready.
Are you ready? Let's go. Grasslands throughout the world are heavily relied upon by humans for agriculture, growing crops and raising animals for food.
Grasslands are also critical to the health of our planet.
Grasslands throughout the world absorb greenhouse gases in Earth's atmosphere.
They are said to be one of nature's climate solutions. They also support a wide variety of wildlife.
Whoa! In Africa, animals like giraffes and African wild dogs live in grasslands called savannas.
Pangolins also live in grasslands.
In North America, grasslands are also called prairies, which are home to prairie dogs, ladybugs, monarch butterflies, black-footed ferrets, and greater prairie chickens.
Did someone say chicken? It's time for Quiz Quest with Chance, who's on a quest for knowledge.
True or false? The black-footed ferret is not endangered. False. The black-footed ferret is one of the most endangered animals in North America. Why? Loss of habitat and their main food source, prairie dogs. True or false? Pangolins use their long, sticky tongues to eat ants and termites. Their tongues are sometimes as long as their body, up to 28 inches in length. True.
Pangolins are super cool and important. One pangolin can eat approximately 70 million insects each year. While feasting, pangolins can close their nostrils and ears to keep out insects. Eating all those insects keeps the ecosystem in balance.
Whoa, there are a lot of cool animals in grasslands.
Yep. And they rely on healthy grasslands to survive and thrive because every animal and plant is interconnected and has a role to play in keeping the ecosystem balanced. When grasslands are healthy, we're healthy too.
But climate change is impacting temperature and rainfall patterns in grasslands. Grasslands are becoming too hot and dry, and there's not enough rainfall. This can lead to fires, invasive species, and when there isn't enough rain, drought. And droughts threaten plant and animal life and humans too.
Animals and plants living in grasslands are losing their habitats, water, and food sources. Some are vulnerable, endangered, or critically endangered, and at risk of becoming extinct.
As this happens, they can't play their important roles keeping the ecosystem balanced. This leads to something called a cascading effect. When one thing goes down, it starts a chain reaction.
Not good. It's a triple whammy.
Whammy number 1. Grasslands impacted by climate change can't absorb carbon from Earth's atmosphere and store it in plant roots and soil. In North America, prairie soil that once acted as a carbon sink can't. Whammy number 2. The vast majority of the world's grasslands have been converted to farmland to grow and raise food for human consumption. Whammy number 3. When it comes to food waste, when we waste food, we are not only wasting the food on our plate, but all of the resources that went into growing or raising that food, including water, seeds, soil, fertilizer, human labor, packaging, transporting, and the clearing of grasslands to raise or grow the food. Let's ask an expert.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Mollador. I work at the Center for Biological Diversity. This is an organization focused on protecting the environment, especially wildlife and wild places. I'm the senior food campaigner. I work on issues like the way farming affects wildlife and nature. And I try to protect the earth by making it easier for people to have food that is better for the planet, whether it's in the grocery store, at school, or a zoo, or a hospital. Most places you go serve some kind of food. And it's important that that food is earth-friendly and sustainable. So one of the things that we know is that all around the world, the way that we farm and grow food has a really big effect on climate change and how much space is left on the planet for wild animals. So first, in the United States, we eat more meat than almost every other country. Meat and dairy and seafood produce the most greenhouse gases of all the foods that we can eat. And we eat a lot of those foods, way too much for our health and for the health of the planet. Second, not only does all of this overconsumption of animal products make climate change worse, it also makes it really hard to be a wild animal. And that's because raising animals for food takes way more land and water and natural resources than other foods. And the more meat we grow, the less land and water is left for wildlife. So often wild animals like bears and wolves and foxes and coyotes, birds and snakes and frogs and butterflies, they're killed if people feel like they get in the way of farming. And even though there are ways that we can grow food without killing wildlife. Third, guess what? In the United States, we waste up to 40% of the food we grow. That's almost half of all those resources like land and water and wildlife and nature it took to grow the food in the first place. So that's why the worst food to waste is meat and dairy and seafood. So one thing I wish more people understood is that of all the foods we eat, it's not just affecting like pigs and sheep and cows and chickens, but also grasshoppers and bees, bison, and all the little critters and creatures that just want to live their lives in nature.
This is a big problem.
It sure is.
But together, we can find solutions and take positive action.
We know small steps and bright ideas lead to big results.
Are you ready to take positive action?
Yeah!
Our Kids for Positive Change team meet and share their bright ideas to stop food waste and curb climate change.
Be Earth advocates. To advocate means standing up and speaking out about a cause you believe in and asking others to join you. We can write letters and sign petitions to decision makers, asking them to support sustainable farming practices to protect grasslands.
We can waste less food, especially meat and dairy, and do our best to eat less meat and dairy and more plant-based foods. We can also ask our local decision makers in our county or city to start a compost program.
As far as food waste goes, we can always ask grocery stores to not overstock their shelves and ask that excess food is donated to people suffering from food insecurity.
We can also understand that food that doesn't always look perfect, but usually is perfectly good to eat.
You are our future, and your voices are the most important to listen to right now. Some of the most effective advocates for climate change and the environment and wildlife are young people. Here's what we need. We need young people to speak up with courage and compassion and kindness. People who learn about the importance of nature and speak up for wildlife. So some of the things you can do is you can speak up at your school. You can ask them to build school gardens or add a salad bar or more plant-based foods to your cafeteria menu. You can start at home. You could grow vegetables and fruits in your yard or even in your balcony. And you can try a few plant-based meals a week just to start. You can do your class reports on wildlife and teach your peers about how wildlife and climate change and water are all affected by farming and food waste. You could become a teacher and make sure young people get good educations. Or you could study the environment or climate and become a biologist or ecologist, someone who studies animals. You could even become a politician who makes better rules that better protect the environment. Or you can be a writer and be a great storyteller who writes about wildlife. Of course, you can also always join an advocacy group like me and be an activist. You can help other people protect the planet too. But the most important thing to remember is that every step you take towards the kind of planet you want to live on is a good step forward.
We have the power to change climate change by the choices we make every day.
Helpful Habits with Jenna and Jalen.
A habit is a repeated behavior, something we do over and over again every day. We can form helpful habits to help the planet.
We can take a little. Smaller portions equal less food waste. Still hungry? Go back for seconds.
We can eat everything on our plate. If we can't finish, we can save leftovers for later.
Tyree's Tips with Emma and Tyree.
Repurpose food. What can you do with brown bananas? Make a smoothie. Banana bread or banana pancakes. How about an orange rind? Use it to sop up greasy countertops. And an orange half? Make an eco-friendly bird feeder.
Room for Change with Clara and Chance.
You can take positive action for the planet in every room in your home.
Before heading to the store, take inventory. Look in the fridge and pantry to see what food you have, so you only buy what you need.
And don't shop hungry. This leads to overbuying.
Start to compost in your kitchen or your backyard. Composting is a great way to recycle food waste.
What items can we compost?
Tea bags, eggshells, apple cores, banana peels, coffee grounds, paper, bread, and popcorn.
Use your compost in your garden or flower bed.
Hey Chance, did you know sustainable farming is looking up? Vertical farming allows farmers to grow way more food using way less land. Way cool. Hey Clara, what do apple peels and shoes have in common? Apple leather shoes.
Apple leather is made from apple peels from the apple juice industry. Repurposing apple peels keeps them from breaking down and producing methane that contributes to climate change. Now that's food for thought.
Way cool. Hey Malia, did you know food waste can be turned into fuel?
Yep, this type of fuel is called biofuel.
Way cool.
Food waste isn't the only climate change contributor. That's a problem.
Fertilizer used to grow crops bigger and faster is a big climate change contributor too. Let's focus on fertilizer.
What does fertilizer have to do with climate change?
Fertilizers are used on crops to help them grow. They're added to the soil to provide crops with nutrients. But overuse of fertilizers results in nitrous oxide emissions. Nitrous oxide is another greenhouse gas heating up Earth's atmosphere and causing climate change. Pound for pound, nitrous oxide warms the planet 300 times as much as carbon dioxide. Fertilizers also degrade the soil, so it has less and less nutrients. According to soil scientists, we are running out of nutrient-rich soil. Less nutrient-rich soil, less nutritious food. Also, fertilizer can dump extra nutrients into the water system, which might create wildlife-killing algae blooms in lakes and the ocean. This is called eutrophication.
This is a big problem.
It sure is.
But together, we can find solutions and take positive action.
We know with small steps and bright ideas can lead to big results.
Are you ready to take positive action? Yeah! What can we do to take positive action?
We can!
Advocate for organic farming without harmful fertilizers. We can ask decision makers to help farmers adopt sustainable practices like no-till and cover cropping, farming, and using organic fertilizers, all of which are good for soil, plants, and planet.
Use our dollars to buy organic fruits and vegetables and try to buy from local farmers markets.
Make the connection with Quinn and Giselle.
Today, we're talking about food waste, fertilizer, and climate change.
What's the connection?
We know food waste and fertilizer are climate change contributors.
Fertilizer also depletes the soil from important nutrients.
Exactly, but food waste turned into compost can add nutrients to soil.
And when we compost food waste, we are cutting down on carbon emissions and helping to curb climate change.
Totally. Now that we've made the connection, let's pass it on.
Pass on everything you've learned today. One of the most powerful things you can do is share your knowledge with friends and family. Take positive action together.
Make an informative flyer to share your knowledge.
Draw a picture to share your knowledge.
Make a video to share your knowledge.
Write an article for your local newspaper to share your knowledge.
Sadie's Solutions with Sadie.
We've just told you about many solutions. Let's add them to your Take Action jar. Compost food waste. Take a little. Eat leftovers. And repurpose food. Every day, choose one piece of paper and take action.
Bree, choose something from the Take Action jar. Oh, that down there? Okay, let's see. Make a kitchen compost container. Join us.
What you'll need: container. We suggest upcycling an empty 2-liter juice or soda bottle. Dirt. Scraps of paper. Leaves and grass clippings. Fruit and vegetable peelings. Spray bottle with water. Push pin. Large spoon. Scissors. Tray or plate. Step 1. Have a grown-up cut off the top of the bottle and using the push pin, poke holes in the bottom of the bottle. Step 2. Place the bottle on a plate or tray. Step 3. Add dirt, scrap paper, and old leaves. Step 4. Use the spray bottle with the water to wet this layer. Step 5. Add fruit and veggie peelings, eggshells, coffee grounds. Step 6. Place the container in a spot with some sunlight. Step 7. Each day, spray the mixture with water and stir. Step 8. Place a rag or towel over the container. Step 9. In time, you'll have compost. Step 10. Take the compost outside and place it in a garden or flower bed.
Motivational message with Malia.
There's no time to waste. The planet needs us now. You can make a positive difference, believe in yourself, and take action.
Bree, the Kids for Positive Change team rocks. Or in chicken speak, walks. But they're not alone. Did you know there are kids across the globe taking positive action for the planet? Let's meet one of them now. I'm here with Gracie, an amazing Kids for Positive Change. Hi Gracie, how are you doing today? Awesome, I'm so happy you're here. And I was saying to you earlier, look, your colors, 4 and your beautiful floral top, it's the same yellow. Did you plan that? No? Wow, I'm impressed. We coordinate. So as a Kid for Positive Change, Gracie, what do you think we can do to take positive action?
We can throw our trash away, recycle, and compost.
Yes. Oh, tell me about composting.
That when you,
Is it when you take some food like eggshells or vegetable peelings and you put them outside so they can biodegrade, right? And do you know what that does to the soil?
it gets more
Nutrients. Yeah, it gets more of the nutrients, right? Exactly. We've been talking in this episode about the importance of composting because food waste is a big problem. What do you know about food waste?
Is that people don't.
Do they not eat everything on their plate? Yeah. What about you? Do you eat everything on your plate?
Most of the time.
Most of the time? That's awesome. I love that. But occasionally, because it happens to me too, right? Our stomach is too small for what we thought and we have all this food on our plate. And that's where if those foods are like fruits and vegetables and like grains, we can put them in the compost pile, right? So we're not wasting it. We're giving them back to the earth, back to the soil. Awesome. Gracie, I am so happy you were here today to be our extraordinary Kid for Positive Change youth change maker. Give me a high five. Whoa, what an amazing youth change maker. You know what? You are a change maker too. Wherever you go the distance for the planet because
local action gets global traction.
We can go the distance for the planet by saving and protecting nature and natural resources in our local communities. When we
use eco-friendly weed killer made from salt and light vinegar, which doesn't harm bees and butterflies.
Plant flowers for pollinators.
Pick up our dog's poop.
Ew.
We are taking positive action that makes a difference locally and globally.
You might not live near grasslands, but always remember,
what we do here matters there.
Because climate change is impacting everything and everyone.
And when we take positive action to curb climate change, we're taking positive action for all animals, humans, and the planet, because we're all connected.
If we can take positive action, so can you!
Whoa, you all rock! Until next time, share your knowledge and keep taking positive action for a cooler climate and a brighter future. See you later. Bye.
We're the kids for positive change, working together so we can arrange bright ideas and actions with help from our heartbeat to heal our planet, 'cause we're one family. Our goal is finding solutions we need to save our planet. Let's start with the seed that grows into actions to help light the way. Kids for positive change, come join us today.
Kids for Positive Change is brought to you in part by Robert S. Morrison Foundation, the Ashtabula Foundation, the Kendall Foundation, Huffman Mayer Paulo Wealth Management Group of Wells Fargo Advisors, a friend of Kids for Positive Change, After School Discovery, and viewers like you. Thank you.